would you be able to apply twice? So if your first time it's rejected, and then you take it back and then like
Sure.
revise your application and submit it again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What happens if your student is about to graduate, like in the next 3 months, or your staff is supposed to work for just the next 3 months?
So the question is,
Is the-
what if you're a student who will be graduating soon or a staff who won't be working soon? To the best of our knowledge, it actually hasn't come up too often, but I believe that we are just saying go ahead and apply anyhow. And if it turns out that you're getting the award, then we will try and work and see what options there are for you to continue forward with the award.
Okay, because by the time we get the proposals through, one will be out of campus. It is going to be next year, April.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm asking, what happens?
Right, and we're saying we've had that come up fairly rarely, but Commotion would be the one to really work with the people in that regard and figure out if there's a way forward. So one in the back.
Yeah, I was wondering what type of mentorship we can expect if we are awarded the.
So if you're awarded, one of the services we offer at Commotion is we have a very robust mentorship program. We have a database of local mentors who are all entrepreneurs and innovators and investors. And if you are awarded one of the awards, you can also enter that database and sort of view those mentors. And if you see any who have the skill sets that you're looking for, then we can make the introduction. And on the other side of the fence as well, the mentors will then be able to see your profile. And if they say, hey, this looks like a cool project, I'd love to work with that person, then we would make your we would connect you, and you could get a relationship that way. So, yeah.
If the project makes it to the stage of this interview, does the whole team need to be there for that part? Or just some members that are able to be there?
If as many as can be there. Yeah, if people are international or something, they can't get there, we understand. One back there.
How long is the selection process?
Well, let's see. It'll close December 16th,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll probably. What do you think?
So it
the result
probably
is?
have usually it takes anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks to get through the applications, for the committee to read the applications.
Mhm.
At which point we would invite you in to give the final presentation. And I believe we want to get the funds out from the December award by April.
Mhm.
So it's pretty quick as far as these things go. It's a fast turnaround.
Yeah.
Yes, I think from your website to see the team members want to sign in to the proposal or something. Can you explain? The team members are going to sign. So maybe we can try.
So do you mean, so when you submit the proposal, you submit the team members?
If I'm a lead and the others are not within the university,
Mhm.
so how do the others come in? We're just putting their names, what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have team members who are not at the university, you would include their names on the application. There's a space for it. And I think, I might be wrong, feel free to correct me, but I think what you might be thinking of is that if an award is made, all of the team members have to sign the grant agreement, just stating that they agree with the terms. And that's just a simple signature we collect after the award's made, yeah.
Way back.
Does the money have to be purely for the development, or can it also be for distribution?
Say that one more time?
Can the money go towards distribution, or does it have to be purely for development of the product?
So so the question is, does the money have to go for just development, or can it go for distribution as well? I think if you've got, I'd say either one. I think if you've got a product that's ready to go, and the thing that's stopping you from getting to the next level is the distribution challenge, the money could address that.
Can you expand a little bit? You talk a lot about product, but what if it is a service that you will be providing?
That's fine.
And how can we not shy away from you guys that you sound so techy? And sometimes I was, promotion and catalyst goals. The last time I reviewed your website, I was like, I'm an international human rights lawyer. I have a great idea. I don't think this is where I should go.
So the question is, let me see.
Just service more than,
Right.
product, right? So I have the idea that I have to be this creative person who doing bikes, drones, and things like that.
So the question is, do we kind of bias toward product
Yes.
over service? And when I say product, I really mean both. We've actually had applications from people who are proposing more efficient lab processes that would reduce error rates in labs. That's awesome, right? That's something that would be considered. That's tremendous. So there, if that's just my vocabulary. A service can be a product, right? That's an offering. I think the idea behind using product is that there's a deliverable. There's something that's going to happen at the end of this. It's, again, kind of not research, but we're doing something at the end. Does that help?
Yeah.
Oh.
And we're trying to cultivate more, we're trying to cultivate a bit greater balance between sort of the hard science stuff and the non, you know.
Anthropologists and historians.
Yeah.
Can I give an example of services? I mean, what's the service on the project? Can you define that? Or how is the service defined on the project in your
So that was one of the, I think that was a good one that I brought up, was the application that came forward that was, they had a way to conduct certain laboratory experiments that would reduce error rates by almost half in that particular process, right? And so they needed funding to implement, right? And so that's an example. I think your example of if you're doing international human rights law and you're looking at a way to I'm just spitballing, like a way to take it to a broader audience or something like that. That's a service that's delivered, right? So it's still a service. It's not, I can't put it in a box, but a customer's going to have an interaction with the thing, right? It's not, I'm not answering a basic research question, that sort of thing.
What about, there's one project, so one of the awardees was doing a project where he was deepening communications networks in Tanzania by literally driving around to villages and...
Or what about Ask Me?
Yeah, or Ask Me, that's a good one too. So KUOW's Ask Me, if you anybody know KUOW and they have to Ask Me, or Ask, they started with Ask a Muslim and now they're doing like Ask a Trans Person, and so that actually was funded by Catalyst. So it's not like they're putting this in a box, they're holding events so that people who don't usually get to talk to each other can sit down and talk to each other. And so that would be a service as opposed to a product.
One up here and then we'll go to the back.
What's your idea starts to make revenue? Where does the money go?
No big go to you. The question is, once the product starts to make money, where does the revenue go? And really, from Amazon's standpoint, we don't care. That's going to be a question that happens between you and UW.
Something like your idea to pick something.
But I think UW's position in that case, if your idea really blows up and you don't have to go to school anymore, I think UW will still have a license to the IP that was funded during that time.
Yeah.
So even after you graduate, you're still here.
You would still need to negotiate, so as anything that you create with these funds during this grant period
During this grant period,
belongs
it's
to the
important.
university. But the university wants to get it back to you. So you still have to negotiate that with the university though. It's not an automatic process. You contact our office at CoMotion and you work with we have technology managers who work with innovators to get their products licensed out and or turn into a startup or
Yeah.
you know.
Can you say you look at really like
You've seen Shark Tank.
Yeah.
just like that?
You know, I don't know what the
Let's
specific
hear it.
numbers are nitty gritty. It's a case by case basis, so that really isn't something that we could answer immediately.
Yeah. One in the back. Right.
Yeah, so the example of KOW building conversations is on the side of this more softer communicative framing and ideas. So in that case, was someone from KUOW writing that grant? Like, who is that intermediary person that wrote that grant? That's my first question.
I remember who the team was.
Yeah, the team lead was Ross Reynolds from KUOW.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you need a platform that you can bring that idea to bear to manifest it in the community.
I wouldn't say you need the platform as part of the application.
Okay.
The application, when you bring it forward, if you don't have access to that, you should have an awareness that you need one,
Yeah.
right? And have a plan for getting on one,
Okay.
right? That's what would make it. We've had some really good ones come forward that had a great idea that didn't answer the platform question.
Okay.
And so it didn't really happen because we didn't think that the money would actually move.
Second question, harder question. This is my curiosity about the internal culture at your organization and where the organization finds its space in a feminist landscape. So there's a lot of money to be made off of women and of women's voices, and we're having a cultural moment right now around feminism. And I can envision many products that have a very feminist and clear bent around that, but I'm curious as to whether that would be valued internally as necessary and timely right now.
I think the one thing I've seen this evaluation committee do is really consider the thoughtfulness of every idea. And I haven't seen them reject or favor any idea based on an ideological bent or a particular school of thought. So I think what's really important is the quality of the idea, the quality of the proposal. That's what's key. Just because something is timely doesn't bias anything towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because something is weird and offbeat doesn't bias anything against it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's really about the quality of the presentation. That's what they're after. And then I had one up here, I think right here.
So going back to the IIT point, can you give us a few examples of past arrangements that co-motion have made with past winners regarding IP transfer?
No. You can send us an email, and I might be able to put you in touch with that, but I don't have anything at that specific right now. And as I said, it's a case-by-case basis. It's not something that we just can easily just go up and look up, because that's an arrangement that the university has made between those winners. So I can't, but send an email to us. You can reach us through